On tonight's show...
He's downstairs, he's downstairs.
The race is on for police in Torquay. In Plymouth, a suspected drug dealer gets a rude awakening.
So I was like freaking out in there.
And police come knocking after a theft in Oldham.
Get down here now and open this door! Now! Yep, he's there.
Every half an hour, 43 burglaries are committed in the UK. That's one every 40 seconds. The police are fighting hard to stay one step ahead. As they wage the war on crime, Stop Thief UK has joined them in a way that's never been done before. The police have agreed to wear specially adapted cameras to show us how they tackle theft head on. It's 9 AM in Torquay, and Sergeant Richard Hooper Bennett is leading a raid on a suspected burglar.
What we're going to be doing this morning is we're going to an address in the Heel area of Torquay. We've drawn a warrant under Section 26 of the Theft Act, and we'll see what we find when we get there. We do have a warrant to search the whole premises.
PC Stuart Moore will be first into the property, and he's been fitted with our police body cam.
Let's go get it done. I'm hoping that we don't have to force the door. However, previous experience tells me that we will have to use our famous big red key today.
The big red key, aka the enforcer, is a tool used by police to break down doors.
Police, open up! It's the police, we have a warrant under the Theft Act. Please come to the door. It's your last chance, please open the door.
Richard is now left with no option but to use the enforcer.
Stop, please! Everyone! Stop, please!
I've got him in there. He's not here. Where is he? He's not here.
The main person we were looking for wasn't present when we came in.
No, he's not here. He's not here.
However, another male was, who was mentioned at our briefing earlier, who was also arrestable for several offences. One of my colleagues has arrested that male. Because the entry's gained on warrant, we've got the power to search the rest of the flat anyway. So we'll be searching for any evidence or any of the offences that we are investigating.
60% of all thefts are drug motivated, so taking out the dealers is vital. Sergeant Mike Hope and PC Marcus Sleeman are about to raid the home of a suspected drug dealer in Plymouth.
Drugs obviously relate to theft in the fact that, you know, to feed the drug habit, your user has to find the cash to acquire these drugs. So that could be simple shoplifting, theft to car crime, vehicle theft, burglaries, any way they can make money to buy their drugs.
This time, the element of surprise is paramount to prevent drug evidence being disposed of. There'll be no warning. A reinforced door has slowed down entry. Has important evidence been destroyed?
Let's see your hands.
Put that dog in a cage.
Yeah. That dog there. Anybody else in here?
No, like
Any lights?
lights off.
I'm just going to put these on for my own safety and your safety, OK?
Keep nice and calm, keep standing for a second.
Please don't restrict me, because I really do hate being cuffed up like this.
That's all right.
I was like freaking out in there.
Well, I'm just going to have a go, look. You
No,
keep it
get
nice
your
and
arm
calm.
off my That's fine, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Dad, you know what I'm like now? I fucking hate being freaked out.
All right, just keep it nice and calm, nice and cool. Calm down, mate, all right? We're not going to rough you up or anything like that, all right? They've initially been arrested on suspicion of possession of controlled drugs, but it depends on what we find during the remainder of the search. whether the quantity of drugs we find and paraphernalia, cash, etc., could lead to a successful prosecution for supplying drugs.
The mail has indicated in there that there's some car stereos in there. We'll be looking, obviously, for any other stolen property.
In Torquay, Richard is still missing his main suspect. One man was found on the balcony, so the search starts there.
The likelihood is that he's put something either over the balcony or into the balcony next door.
Strange place to keep a video recorder. I'll have that one. World's smallest cannabis plants.
As with many theft-related searches, evidence of drug use is found.
I found a small amount of cannabis resin here. It's doubtful whether we'll take any action because of the seriousness of the other offences we're looking at, such as burglary and theft.
Stewart's found something else potentially incriminating.
The driving licence is another person. I'm not aware of it, but it's in another town as well. So I've asked them to check that out, and hopefully they'll get back with an answer whether it's been involved in a burglary recently or a theft.
The other items that we will be taking away is we have had a skybox stolen from one of the burglaries. But this could be evidence enough in itself, because fortunately this is barcoded. So if we can trace where the original was bought from, we might be able to link it that way. Good evidence.
There's still no news on the missing suspect. Then suddenly, an unexpected sighting.
Our research is back at the office. Downstairs, sorry.
You're under arrest on suspicion of deception, theft and burglary. Do you understand that? Burglary? This is what I'm saying to you, right? You don't have to say anything that may harm your defence. You don't mention when questioned somebody later on in court. Anything you do to me, you're giving evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
All right, I'm just going to take you upstairs.
Just to let you know, we're executing a warrant at your home address under Section 26 of the Theft Act. We're looking property stolen from a burglary, a couple of shopliftings, and a couple of offences of deception. Right, let's get them out of here. At the moment, both persons have been arrested, both on suspicion of theft and both on suspicion of a burglary. The main offences we're looking at are thefts and deceptions, i.e. thefts of credit cards and the deceptions by the subsequent uses. Also thefts from shops and thefts from people in the street.
In Plymouth, the search is well underway. And as expected, drugs have been recovered.
On entering the property, 2 males were in here. The sink was running, and in the sink was a quantity of yellow powder. Whilst we've been trying to get the door in, they've got up and started to try and dispose of drugs.
We've recovered what looks like some amphetamine sulfate from the U-bend of the sink, and you can see it in there.
Next on the scene is handler PC Eddie Anning. It's his dog's first ever raid, but he's unlikely to have any problems here.
He basically freezes and looks at an area and basically showing a lot of interest around here, which I would hope he would do.
As the sniffer dog searches, Marcus is uncovering potentially stolen items.
I've found 2 DVD players and a video recorder, so I'm seizing them and we'll do property checks at a later date.
And there's more.
Things like this, which could be stolen. Phone SIM cards. Again, checks will have to be done to confirm or disprove it, but things like car stereos, again, are a lot of vehicle crimes committed. Car stereos are taken and they're then exchanged for drugs. Knives, things like this aren't an offence for people to have in their own houses, but if you see people on the streets with this sort of thing, they shouldn't have them. And also, these are the sort of things that we face, potentially, people have in possession of when we come into their houses.
But it doesn't stop there. A stockpile of firearms are found.
What we found in the cupboard in there is a couple of old revolvers, which probably look like they've been deactivated, but as we're not firearms officers, what we'll do is call in a unit who will come and look at the weapons, check that they're safe, don't contain any ammunition, then look at the condition of them to see if they've been reactivated for use.
And it gets worse.
It's a stun gun, and basically to operate it, use the switch, and then you would just put the probes onto somebody and give them rather a serious electric shock. It's 150,000 volts, so that's quite serious.
Coming up, in Plymouth, £30,000 worth of drugs are sniffed out.
I think I better seize the whole bag.
Southwark police rush to a tower block to question a suspicious gang.
What exactly have you got in there?
And in Oldham, police make a late-night visit to a suspected thief. Back in Plymouth, the raid's been a success. They've made 2 arrests, found weapons, drugs and suspected stolen goods. As the search intensifies, new well-hidden evidence comes to light.
I was just looking at the conduit here. That's got like a hollow end to it. And as I placed my fingers into it just to see what was in there, I also found a tissue, pulled that out, and then I'm looking further, right up there. From down here I could see there was a key and a key fob. It's obviously a vehicle key of some sort.
We believe this vehicle parked at the front here is linked to the address, so with a bit of luck it may... and it does. That. So we'll now be asking the question as to why the person felt the need to hide their key away so that it couldn't be connected to the vehicle.
Handler Eddie brings a second dog to check the car. The dog appears to be interested in the boot.
Oh, good girl. Good girl.
The initial discovery is impressive. It's a substantial amount of cannabis.
What else we got? Yeah. Oh, hello. Got some more of our off-white rock.
The concealed key has unlocked a major cache.
See what's in the big pocket, Jesse?
Eddie cannot believe the scale of his find.
In the same rucksack, in the top pocket, it's obviously a Tupperware container, which has got some more yellow powder of some kind. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, Christ. I think I better seize the whole bag. This is a huge amount of drugs.
It's a staggering result. They found drugs with a street value of £30,000.
She's been working now for the last sort of 9 years as a police dog, and she's had numerous finds of varying amounts. But I would say this is one of her best finds she's had. She'll learn her win a lot tonight, Jessie, won't you? Good girl, good girl.
By running this sort of operation, it sends out a message to those engaged in criminality that if they do it at their own risk. And at the end of the day, it was this door today, but it could be somebody else's tomorrow.
It's an ongoing fight all the time against crime. You know, all we can do is keep chipping away.
As day falls tonight, PC's Andy Swettenham and Jamie Pickavance begin their shift patrolling the streets of Oldham.
Just had a call literally a minute or two ago from a resident. She's seen a group of kids pushing wheelie bins. It's just a bit odd at approaching 1 o'clock in the morning.
The police have had a tip-off that the gang may be using the wheelie bins to transport stolen goods. Andy and Jamie head to Wasteland, where they were last seen.
At this stage, we're just currently doing a bit of a search to see if we can find any bins. If they're going to dump them, they are going to dump them, obviously, in and around this area. So we'll just continue our little bit of a search and then leave it at that. Nothing, mate. Nothing.
Then, a new lead.
An informant's phoned up to say that they've seen a couple of lads pushing wheelie bins, which look like contain boxes inside. Another van crew that's been up has actually come across the wheelie bin. He's just informed us that he's possibly got a house contained with likely offenders and a raft of stolen goods actually in the property at the time. There's quite a few of us now making it up there.
When Jamie and Andy arrive at the house, officers are removing what's turned out to be boxes of children's toys.
Myself and my colleague, PCR, who's inside, have done a search of the area on foot and recovered some empty wheelie bins covered in mud outside this address here. We've sort of put 2 and 2 together. As a result of that, we've made inquiries with the occupants of the premises, who've both now been arrested on suspicion of burglary.
Andy has a hunch where the toys came from.
There's a mill in Leeds around there, which possibly could be from there.
2 girls are taken from the house for further questioning. They've provided the police with new leads, and it appears they were storing the boxes for someone else. Andy and Jamie head off to the mill to see if they can locate a break-in. Southwark in southeast London is one of the busiest stations in the capital. PCs Stephen Rule and Simon Brown are on the night shift.
We're basically just flooding the area and just doing who we can stop and speak to and just arrest as many people as possible, basically, and get them out to the community and reassure the community.
954 receiving.
They receive a call concerning an address nearby.
Yeah, they're on the top floor of the block of flats. It looks like they've been trying some of the doors. The description I've got is 2 IC1 males, one of them wearing a black hat and one with a black top on, which is over.
We're there now, we'll have a look.
Yeah, it's coming in commercial way.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Are you living up here?
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet? Right, is it that you're looking for somewhere to live?
Yeah.
The men claim to be squatters, but Simon's not convinced.
What it is, somebody's obviously seen you trying the doors and they're worried that you're breaking in.
No.
Because a lot of these are obviously empty.
Anything is locked.
Right, what are you worrying me with there, boss? Is what exactly have you got in there? Because that's nice and metal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, basically, you've been seen going around trying to open doors, you've got a crowbar in your hand. Basically, I'm arresting you for going equipped, okay, because you've got this on you and people have seen you trying to get into the properties. All right? So we're going to go to Peckham, so you're not going far, and we'll deal with it from there, all right? You got anything sharp in your pockets? I think you're up here up to something you shouldn't be with a crowbar, okay?
But sometimes I need the tools for work, yeah?
He seems to think it's normal to carry his work tools at night.
There's nothing wrong to take a tool and going somewhere else, or to help somebody to give them a crowbar, yeah?
Right, if you want to follow me then, boss.
He's been arrested for going equipped. He obviously believes that he's got that crowbar to try and break into one of the flats here.
The suspect is cuffed and led away. In Oldham, Andy and Jamie are following up on the theft of the toys. They've arrived at the mill, hoping to find further evidence.
Pretty sure it is going to be a break from either these premises or maybe even one of the wagons.
Officers soon discover they're on the right track.
I believe they've actually broken into the vehicle compound through this particular area here. You can see behind there the stack of further property that's gone from this break.
A lorry is found, and with additional boxes stashed nearby, it appears the gang were planning to return for more. In total, officers have recovered 60 boxes of toys with a retail value of nearly £3,000.
So it's turned out quite a good job, quite a lot of property that's been taken. Obviously, if we can get everyone in, who's any names that are brought in, then happy days.
The police have just been given 3 names.
The address which we're currently going to go to now, there's a strong possibility that all 3 likely offenders could be at this one address. The names have been brought up by the 2 females that have already been arrested for it. So we're going to attend it and hopefully all 3 could be there.
See any movement, Steve? Nothing at the top, mate. Nothing at the top.
Andy and Jamie are convinced there are people inside. Could they be hiding something or someone?
Get down here and open the door. Get down here, open the door, or it will go in.
Jamie, going down with me?
Yep, no worries.
Open the door!
Get down here and open the door! Get down here now! Get down here now and open this door. Now!
Right, stop. Come in. What are you doing? Back door.
Back door?
Finally, the officers are let inside. They immediately identify a man as one of the 3 named suspects.
As I said, he's taken a long time to answer that door, so in my opinion, he's been trying to hide something.
Jamie's drawn a blank, but he remains convinced that the other 2 male suspects could be hiding away, and there's still one more place to look.
Who's in the loft? Nobody's in the loft. Right. It's final chance, mate. Who else is up here? Police!
If the suspect's lying, additional charges are heading his way.
You've been looking for? 2, 3, 4 minutes. Did you hear?
We've had a damn good look round, we can't find anything though, unfortunately. So, you win some, you lose some.
Suspect that we've been looking for is in there, so at this stage he's under arrest and he's on his way back to the station.
The search will continue for the other 2 suspects, but for now, 1 out of 3 is a good result. The man is arrested on suspicion of theft from a vehicle.
Just nip back to the station, see if there's any property, anything like that needs booking in, anyone needs hand anywhere else. Failing that, we're done.
In Torquay, the men were arrested on suspicion of theft, burglary, deception and possession of controlled drugs. They have admitted to having the stolen driving licence and cannabis. The 2 men in Plymouth were arrested on suspicion of having controlled drugs. They are currently on bail. In Southwark, the man carrying a crowbar was charged with attempted burglary. And in Oldham, the 2 females were questioned and released. The man arrested is awaiting trial. All 3 suspects were eventually charged with theft from a vehicle and handling stolen goods.